Hi everyone, and welcome to our daily show, The Big Story, where we bring you the hottest topics of the day right here from the heart of the newsroom. My name is Theresa Wu, and I'm coming to you live from the Straits Times. We are streaming now on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, do click that bell button to be notified whenever we go live. I'll be joined very shortly by my newsroom colleagues, where we will discuss the topics that got you talking today. On July 21st, the Sunday Times published a story about the top 10 wealthiest charities by donations and their business subsidiaries. The list includes universities such as the National University of Singapore and mega churches like New Creation Church. Some readers were curious as to why universities made the list and were considered charities. To discuss this further, I have with me Senior Social Affairs Correspondent Theresa. Hi Theresa.
Hi.
Right. So what has the response been to the stories that you wrote?
I think if you go by responses online, many people are very surprised by the size of the university's reserve. For example, the NUS has a reserve of $9.5 billion and almost $620 million in investment income in its 2018 financial year. And the NTU has about $3.7 billion in reserves and an investment income of $149 million in the same time frame. So I think the size of the reserve is quite a revelation for many people.
And then the second question is also, why are the universities considered charities?
Okay, I think that when many people think of charities, they think of groups that help the poor and the vulnerable. But actually, there are over 2,000 charities here. And this includes like religious groups such as churches, such as temples, anything that advances a greater cause. For example, the advancement of education is considered a charitable cause. So universities are considered charities. And then we have advancement of other causes such as animals. People are very big on animals these days. Protection of environment, advancement of arts, heritage. So there are many, many different types of charities here.
And because a lot of the money comes from donations, I think the public also, they're curious as to how the universities manage the money and what they use the money for.
Okay, according to the NUS, it's using its investment income from its endowment and reserves for a variety of operational costs such as scholarships and research, and likewise for NTU, SUTD, very similar things. Yeah.
Okay, so do they really need that much though in their reserves, if that's all they're using it for?
I think there is a million-dollar question. I think the answer will vary depending on who you ask. So, it's a very subjective question and everybody has an answer to that. So when we asked the NUS about its fundraising efforts and the size of its reserves, its spokesman said, and I quote, "To enhance the long-term financial sustainability of the NUS, we have to continue to raise funds to maintain the health of our endowment and reserve." The NTU said something similar. It said it has to raise funds to reduce its reliance on the public funding, and multiple sources of funding are necessary to deliver quality education and research. But naturally, many in the charity sector are quite concerned about the size of the donations collected by these very big boys, largely the universities, because they feel that the donation pie is finite and more for them equals less for us. So, if you have the NUS, which is Singapore's most successful fundraiser, raising $227 million in its 2018 financial year, does it mean there's a lot less for the other, 2,000 charities around? And this is a valid concern because, the NUS and other universities have a very sizable fundraising team, and other smaller charities do not have the kind of resources to go out there and ask for donations like what the universities can do. And it is also a valid concern because, as you know, the economy is slowing and the donation pie is not infinite. However, some people say that this donation game is not a zero-sum game. It does not mean that if I don't give to you, I'll give to someone else. It could just mean that I'm not going to give at all. And someone have also pointed out that the sums raised or collected by charities here have been on the rise. If you look at data for the last 5 years, it's been rising almost every year. So it's not a zero-sum game. So the long and short to your answer is, I don't think I have a straight answer for you.
That's okay. That's fair enough, Theresa. Thank you so much. Well, if you're watching this, if you're alumni of the universities that were on the list, maybe you might want to leave a comment about how you feel about this. For more stories on the matter, you can also head to straitstimes.com. Now, for our second segment, thanks to technology, we've all had a glimpse into our future and how we are going to age. But is it accurate? Users of the popular app FaceApp have been left either feeling positive about aging or feeling sour about it. But how does the app work and how closely does it mimic aging in real life? I have correspondent Venessa Lee here to talk about it. Hi Vanessa.
Hi Lisa.
Can you briefly explain how FaceApp works and more importantly, why do some people look like they age better on the app while others don't?
So FaceApp has filters that among other things predicts how you might look when you are elderly. Why some people look like they age much better than others depends on several factors. For instance, when we age, we lose volume in our face, so plumpness is actually a positive for aging. People whose cheeks were plump in their youth may lose less facial fullness compared to their peers with more sunken cheeks to begin with.
So Vanessa, if you look at me right now, right, what can I expect to happen to my face in maybe 10 to 20 years?
Right. Your skin will get thinner and drier, it'll be less elastic, and you'll have more sagging skin and widening of the lower part of the face as jowls may develop. These are universal aspects of aging, so it's not particular to yourself. Yeah. There'll also be something called bone resorption, which means bone loss. This means looking more hollow in the cheekbones, temples, and eye socket area, and wrinkles will form and lips get thinner.
Okay, nothing to worry about. So there's a popular slang that goes Asians don't raisin, but I believe there's a more scientific way to explain this slang. Could you explain that for us?
Sure. So Asians have literally thicker skin, which means the dermis, which is a layer of skin beneath the epidermis or the outer layer of skin, is thicker. So proteins like collagen and elastin are found in the dermis. And these are great for skin health because they stave away wrinkles. So we have more of those great ingredients for skin suppleness. Another way that Asians don't raisin, as you say, is because we have these beauty standards involving fair skin, and we have this culture, a lot of Asians have this culture of staying away from the sun and being aware of the aging effects of being in the sun.
So I think I should be safe because I barely do any sports. As you can tell, quite fair.
That would be fine.
Yeah, so I should be okay. Right, so we may not be able to control how FaceApp ages us, but I'm sure we can do some things to slow the onset, delay aging, right?
Exactly. So as I was saying, the certain aspects of aging are just universal, like the thinning skin. But the good news is that we can control many factors of aging. One important thing is not smoking, using sunscreen because of the UV ray damage. And those age-old mainstays of good health, having good diet and exercising regularly, these are very important in controlling how we age. So we have some control over the process.
Vanessa, did you try the FaceApp on a picture of yourself?
I actually didn't dare to.
You didn't dare to? Well, I had someone do it on me and I did not age well. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
If you'd like to read out more about the science of aging and why Asians generally age better than other races, you can check out our interactive graphic at straitstimes.com under the multimedia tag. So those were our top stories for today. For more news and videos, do log on to straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Melissa. Join us tomorrow at the same time, same place for more big stories.